Alright, what's up guys, Rage here, and today I'm going to do the Player Awards and All-Star nominations for last season, Spring League 20. For whatever reason, the admins didn't do it last season, not sure why, it doesn't really matter, we're going to do them right now anyway. Bring them back next season, so I don't have to do them, but I don't know, I think it brings up some fun conversation. We're a few weeks, or a few months, outside of the end of the season in which Free Ship won. But I remember the season well enough to make these awards, so I'm going to go with it. And the way I'm going to do it is the All-Stars will be split up between an AGLA first team and an AGLA second team. So we will have 8 All-Stars. And then I will also have the standard player awards, Tank Runner, Hybrid of the Season, and MVP. And let's go ahead and just get this started right off. The AGLA first team, the tanks number 1 and 2, probably the easiest choices so far, Life and Digital. Life last season was just insane. Stat-wise, I think he hovered around a 1.5 KD on the season, which is just absolutely ridiculous. No one was able to stop him the entire season, and it showed because this team ended up winning the ship. And he was the most valuable player on this team, no doubt about it. Second is Digital, he's been Digital for the last 10, 12, however many years he's been playing. He's always been a top tier player, top tier tank especially, and his numbers this season were fantastic, only outshined by Life, and he helped carry the Respawn All-Stars to, I believe it was the play-in game for playoffs. I forget how that worked last season. I think the bottom 2 teams had a 1-game playoff or whatever, but they were able to make it in, and it was because of Digital. So he earns that spot, no problem. The Hybrid of the Season, he's not going to be too happy because I'm going to call him a hybrid, but this has to go to Gingy. And he's going to argue that he was a runner because he did run the entire season, or most of the season. I think he tanked 1 or 2 games. But what matters most is that in playoffs, he was back to tanking and he handed the ball off to Snarf. Granted, it didn't really work out because he was running most of the season and Snarf had to tank, so the chemistry wasn't quite there, but Gingy is most definitely a hybrid no matter what he says. And he did a fantastic job as well, given the amount of goals he scored and how positive he went. He was the lead tank for the team with the punches, and that speaks volumes to how important he was to that team, so he earns that one, no doubt. And because I'm listing him as a hybrid, I get the runner spot because I had an awesome season. There's a dozen highlight reels here and there of just how awesome I was last season. And yeah, it was just a big giant ego boost for me. So I appreciate it. And moving on to the second team, tanks 1 and 2. We're going to go here with Lino, who was the heart and soul and lead tank for Forint. By far the best tank on the team, among one of the best in the season. And yeah, Lino's just awesome. And then the other one I'm going to give to my teammate AJ, another second round surprise alongside Life. AJ had a phenomenal season running and tanking in front of me. I helped feed him a lot of kills, and his KD really showed for it. Unfortunately for him, it resulted in him getting picked up too early this season by Active, and that has not panned out too well, but I'm not going to blame him. He had a great season last year and earned the spot. As for the hybrid, it has to go to Ace. Ace was on the worst team in the league. No fault to his own. The team was not drafted for success, and it's unfortunate and he even ended up running. He has all 13 of their goals, for goodness sake. And these stats are not entirely complete, but for the sake of player awards, they get the point across. But yeah, Ace was everything to this team, and it's unfortunate where the team ended up. But I can't give him a spot in the first team because Gingy simply had a better season as a result of the team that Ace had. But in terms of pure talent and ability, I cannot not have Ace on an all-star team. And the second team's runner, this one I debated between a few players, specifically Deethleak, Encont, and Regressor. Encont, his team was one of the mass negative teams on the season, but he managed to get quite a few goals. I think they ended up missing playoffs, but he was able to get a lot of goals, and he was actually the least negative on the team. So he had a great season. It was worth an honorable mention, but I'm not going to give it to him. So it came between Dietrich and Regressor, and it's really hard to pass on Regressor here, given that the team did win the championship. But I feel it was more of a contribution of his drafting, getting Life as the best pick in the draft in the second round, and taking the risk on Silva in the first round, which paid off because once come playoffs, I think they went undefeated. So with Silva and Life on the team, it's hard for me to hand it to him when I've got Dietrich over here with 35 of the team's 38 recorded goals, and a team with the tanking line that was mostly Lino. Zara had a very underrated season, and I don't think he gets enough credit. And where Mosquito goes around and trades everybody. So this was a well-balanced team, but the tanking line was almost entirely Lino. But Dietrich managed to help get this team into playoffs, and it's because he really did have a fantastic season. So in this last spot, I will be giving it to Dietrich. So those are my picks for the All-Stars of the Spring League 20 AGLA season. And now to the player awards. I'm only going to do the 4, but let's pick out the easy one. Me as the runner of the season, given I'm the only runner on the first team, and Gingy will get the hybrid right there. So knock those two out real quick. And now the tank of the season between Life and Digital. I will not go as far to say that that Life is a better tank or a better player than Digital, but Life did have the better season, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Last season was Life's season. His stats are insane. He won the championship. He shut up all the haters. No matter how risky of a pick it was, he proved that he was worth every bit of it. So this was a very well-deserved Tank of the Season award. Now, MVP. This one was tricky. I'm going to give it to someone on the first team, including Digital as a contender. In fact, I would pick Digital over me. I'm taking my name out right away. Quite simply because I had AJ. No one else here had another All-Star on their roster besides me. And AJ does not have the season he has without me, and I do not have the season I had without him. So I cannot say that I was the MVP in the league. So I will take my name out right there. And it comes down to Life, Digital, and Gingy. Digital carried Respawn All-Stars. I said this before. He was everything for this team. But I can't pick him over Life or Gingy, just given how much of a contenders the teams were. Free Ship won the championship, of course, and I'm a runner was a high potential team that just ended up losing in playoffs. I forget to who. I think it may have been Free Ship. Yeah, don't quote me on that. I believe that's what happened though. But yeah, in terms of team success and just in terms of where the season went, Digital's getting edged out here. So it came down between Life and Gingy to me. And for the most valuable player, to me, it had to be Gingy. Do I think Life had a better season? Yes, given the result. But I just favor hybrids to the MVP award in general. Because especially Gingy here, he carried the tanking line with the punches. He was a runner for the team. He tanked when he needed to. He ran when he needed to. He was a great defender. He checked all the boxes. He did everything this team needed to win games, and it's because of him this team was able to make it to playoffs and where they did. And I just can't say anymore. Gingy was the most important player in the season for the team. And he had one hell of a season, and he is my pick for the MVP of Spring League 20. And those are my picks for the awards and All-Stars. If you disagree about anyone, let me know in comments or Discord or wherever. But these are my picks, and I stand by them. And yeah, there you go.